Bust my wrist. God, you the 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 bust my brain. The bust my God, you the bust my brain. God, you the bust my brain. God, you the bust my brain. God, you the bust my brain.
In the book of Psalms 127 verse 3, the Bible says, "Children are a gift from the Lord. The fruits of the womb is a reward." A gift from God is to be loved, is to be cherished, is to be well groomed and kept. As a parent or senior sibling, when times evolve, you evolve too. But don't leave out the younger ones. They need to evolve too. When technology advances, guide the younger ones to advance with technology too. You already know my name is Perich, and in this episode of my weekly digest, I want to discuss technology and raising godly children. You'll love this, so stay with me.
I'm Mr. January to December. Great song with the paper. Blessing for the boy. Them never know, say, Jack be my guy. Till them blessing. Thank God for my life.
Okay, so you need to understand that the concept of technology covers the young ones too, not just the older generation. Technology is for and can be beneficial to everyone and anyone. If technology is defined as the creation of things to make life easier, then I believe the children shouldn't be left out, because their young lives can be made easier too. It's been said severally that man fears what he doesn't understand. Well, this is so true. If the older ones don't get to understand technology, the likelihood of getting the younger generation interested may either be overlooked or totally ignored. In this episode, I discuss what technology should be to the younger generation, and with younger generation I mean children and teenagers, and how they can benefit from it whilst taking all the necessary precautions with guidance from the older ones, of course. With older ones, I mean parents, big brother, big sister, uncle, auntie, or teacher. I mean a guardian. Okay, so let's dive straight into it and let's look at some benefits of technology for the younger generation. Okay, so one, let's consider technology provides a source of educational entertainment. You know, kids become easily distracted. You know, taking them on a long trip or keeping them engaged while you are working as a parent or a teacher is already challenging, really challenging. Now, someone might ask, how do you know this as a young man? Well, I know this because I once handled or taught a class filled with 4-year-olds. So I really know how it is very challenging handling them. They can easily be distracted. So trying to have them learn something useful during these periods feels like an impossible task. But thanks to today's educational apps for kids that are downloadable to, most devices, these moments of downtime can promote learning opportunities. You know, for instance, apps like Duolingo allows children to begin learning a foreign language. You know, so say you have a child that speaks the Ghanaian Tree language. The Duolingo app helps this child to learn any other language like the Spanish, like French, Portuguese, and any other foreign language. Also, Dragon Box teaches the fundamentals of mathematics, so they grow up loving maths. You also have the Science 360, which offers videos, photographs, and news stories to explore advanced scientific concepts. You would find spelling games and puzzles readily available too. Okay, let's look at another benefit. It helps kids have access to more information. Access to technology allows today's children, to experience cultures in ways that could never be done before. Trust me. They can watch videos showing the festivals and events held in other countries. So they get to understand the country even before they make a trip there. So through technology, today's children have ways to, if you may, to broaden their horizons like never before. That structure, helps to create a smaller world where more opportunities exist. Another benefit also includes technology prepares them for the future. So technology will continue evolving. It isn't going away. Trust me, technology is never going away. Exposing children or teenagers to tech concepts early on, prepares them for a future where they can remain productive. As long as tech is not going away, they need to know about tech. Sites like Zearn, 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 are used by schools to teach educational concepts. These tools make it possible for children to be prepared for maths, for reading, and some other core subjects. So I think if you're a teacher, you should check it out. Another benefit, using technology improves hand-eye coordination. So programs and apps which encourage engagement further develops a child's hand-eye coordination. Their eye tracking improves with tech use as they follow objects on the screen or participate in application activities. These skills translate into better reading and writing whilst in school, because the kids are accustomed to using their hands and eyes as ways to understand and communicate. Another benefit, language skills improve when using tech. Kids have numerous opportunities, really enormous opportunities to develop language skills because of tech. Games require them to follow specific instructions for success. Children can read ebooks like PDFs as a way to improve their vocabulary, or stories which are entertaining. Online flashcards promotes phonics and mathematical concepts. Kids today seem to have an intuitive understanding of how computers and mobile devices work, and I'm serious, kids today are born techies, so allow them to be techies. All right, so giving them access to tech makes sense if it improves their learning capacity. Another benefit, I told you, tech for kids has lots of benefits. It creates faster and better decision making skills. So according to a research published in Policy Insights in the Behavioral and Brain Sciences, kids who regularly play video games make faster decisions during critical incidents in their life, in real life. Their decision making skills are consistently good as well, when compared to children who don't play games. And finally, another benefit is that technology helps them to learn other skills, or developed natural talents. You see, so they can use technology today to write or illustrate, just as children in previous generations used word processors. I'm sure you did, because I did. Or typewriters. No, I never used a typewriter. And graphics tables. We have always used the technology of our era to support personal pursuits in some way. So in our time, word processors were like the main thing, so we used it. Now it's they are better ones. They are better ones, yeah. So whether a child wants to learn how to play a musical instrument, or write a short story, or communicate with their grandparents using a video call, they stay connected with themselves and their family because of what is available to them today. So hey, don't deny them.
Feel them blessing. Thank God for my life and my family. In the butter my bread, sugar my cocoa. Life never hard, it just be cook. Anything I they ask you they do, it they show me love. God in the bust of my brain.
All right. So with the benefits, of technology comes also a few cons, or someone might say demerits, for children and the youths. So let's consider them, shall we? Okay. All right. So firstly, it provides a sedentary, lifestyle for them. Using tech, may promote new learning opportunities and provide more social connections and all. You get it? But it also mostly encourages less movement. Spending more time indoors in front of a screen or using other technologies, increases the risk of weight gain. Yes, so a lot of oversized people, children, I must say, spend a lot of time not moving much. In other words, they don't exercise much because they are usually glued to their screens. So another con, technology, creates new safety risk for children. So NetMoms, released a survey of 825 children between the ages of 7 to 6 in 2013, along with over 1,100 parents. Now, the results found numerous safety risks for children when using technology. That is why, the parent or the guardian need to really, be on standby, when children or kids or the youth are using technology. And we'll be looking at a few points and that's very shortly. Well, another con we could consider is it creates in-person social disconnect. Okay, so using technology to form relationships makes it more challenging to do the same in real life. Children who have more screen time have fewer personal interactions with others. That makes them less likely to be empathetic to the needs other people have. Difficulty in forming friendships and fewer social skills that don't involve computers, tablets, or consoles. It really disconnects them. Also, relying on technology reduces their imagination. Imaginative play creates a positive, if you may, impact on the development of a child. It encourages them to test the limits of their knowledge and abilities. They find confidence in themselves to solve problems, become resilient to challenges, and also, develop practical strategies to cope with frustration, anger, and fear. But you see, technology does not provide these benefits at the same level because, it shows a child imagery, instead of encouraging them to imagine it on their own. You get it? So technology kind of does the thinking for them and the imagining for them. It also, they tend to struggle with time management when using technology. You see, the effect of children playing video games, using computers or running an app on a mobile device is similar to what adults experience in a casino. Well, I've not been in a casino before, but I've researched on it. The environment does not include an element of time. You see, by reducing access to time, people become hyper focused on the activities which are in front of them. So enjoyable activities make time seems to occur at a faster pace, and I'm sure you can relate to this. So encouraging more extended interactions. Like an app or a game doesn't display time. Dealers at a casino are encouraged not to wear watches too. Yes, you can research for yourself. Dealers at the casino are encouraged not to wear watches. Okay, so with all these cons, I'm sure you are probably thinking, okay, so should we discourage them from interacting with technology? Not at all. So let's look at a few points on how to parent well in this tech age. But since there are cons or demerits, that's where the supervision and guidance of the older ones become very imperative. Don't deny them tech, neither should you leave them on their own. Be a sure guide. So let's look at a few points. So one, get educated. I'm sure you already thought of that. Get educated. So what do I mean by that? So firstly, listen to your children or the youth, and you will learn a lot. They will talk about the latest technology, how they use it, or how they want to use it. That is, if you've not started using it yet. Ask questions, get online and Google to find answers. You need to be educated with technology. So you, as a parent, or as a senior brother or sister, or as an uncle or auntie, or as a teacher, need to be interested in technology. So get educated. Secondly, get online. If your kids are on Facebook, you need a Facebook account. If your kids are on Twitter, you need to have a Twitter account and follow them. If your child plays Xbox, you need to at least be familiar with the game and how it's played. You don't need to be playing, just need to be familiar with it. If your child likes to text message, you need to learn how to do that too. I'm sure many of you already know how to do that. All right. Okay, so nothing can distance a parent quicker than not understanding their word. I mean, nothing beats this. Okay, another point in parenting well in this tech age: do not overreact. Okay, so remember, technology is not the problem. It has never been the problem. It's the use or abuse of it that can be the problem. So when you hear stories of how technology is being abused, talk it through with your kids. Make sure they understand the pitfalls and realize the consequences are real when technology is abused. Don't overreact. Talk to them, share with them, and also do not be too trusting. Okay, so while overreacting can be a problem, so can too much trust also be a problem. So just because you have a good child, does not mean he or she cannot get in trouble with certain technology. So don't overtrust them, just as you are not overreacting. And then finally, be yourself. I mean, be yourself. Don't try to be their BFF. I know you know that, their best friend forever. You already are. So don't try to be. I mean, just be their parents. Just be their uncle. Just be their teacher. Just be their big brother or sister. Just be that. Just be that. Who cares enough to try and engage them on their turf? Be that big brother or sister who cares enough, to want to engage with them on their level. Don't go about commenting on every picture that they post, or like every status update. Don't respond to every tweet or every post, or try to get in on every chat. Be yourself. How you relate with them in the house, just be yourself online with them. After all, you are the only parent or big brother or uncle they have. Do not trade down your elite position by trying to be their friend. They have enough of those. So be who you are to them.
Mami fan wake baju, Crystal beer wake baju.
Hi. Okay, so in helping you, guide the young ones, I've put together a list of safe search engines and Bible mobile apps, customized for children and teenagers. So let's look at 6 of these safe search engines. Okay, so firstly we look at Kidtopia. It's a Google custom, student safe search engine for for students, indexing only the educator approved websites. Also, we look at the kids search engine. So kidssearch.com is a safe search engine for children and for youth. It uses Google's safe search technology and advanced filtering tools on web content. It also offers kid-friendly links through their directory. Each site is peer-reviewed for appropriate content, usefulness, and fun. Yeah. Another one is the Teach the Children Well. It's very interesting name. It's a collection of links to sites carefully selected by a teacher for students as well as their parents and teachers. 4, Kiddle, Kiddle. Kiddle Kidel is a visual search engine for kids, powered by Google, offering safe kids web, image, and video search. Results are vetted by editors. Quite a robust one, I must say. Then we have Go Gooligans. Say after me. Go Gooligans. Okay, so it's another kid search engine that provide a number of important features, including the use of Google Index to retrieve results, to apply different kinds of filtering features. It also excludes inappropriate sites, so we don't want them to get to sites that will not be beneficial to them. So it does exclude inappropriate sites and keywords. It also offers search in over 30 languages and more. Wow, that's great. And then finally we have the KidRex, KIDREX, KidRex. It's a fun and safe search for kids by kids, made by kids. So KidRex searches emphasize kid-related web pages, from across the entire web, and are powered by Google custom search and use Google safe search technology as well. Okay, so now let's consider a few of the Bible mobile apps I mentioned earlier. There are several Bible mobile apps specially tailored and customized to meet the taste and to address the peculiar spiritual needs of the young generation. And I recommend these apps based on three very important questions. 1, does it improve biblical literacy? 2, does it build a love of God and the Bible? And 3, does it appeal to the kids? So here are a few to consider for your younger ones. So firstly, we have the Bible for Children Bible Study. So this is an app that contains brightly colored illustrations of the Bible stories, songs, and a collection of prayer quotes designed as memes that can be shared with others. Then there is God for Kids Bible Devotional. It scrolls the screen always to the right, revealing new questions or challenges related to the Bible. Then there is the Bible app for kids. This is an attractive and very stable app that gives a clickable tour through 41 Bible stories. Also, there is the Bible Word Match Game. This one gives you lots and lots of challenges as you go through every book in the Bible, filling in the missing words from selected verses. Then we also have the Bible coloring book. This Bible app, very interesting one. This Bible app for kids provides pages of attractive black and white line art of Bible scenes and gives kids the tools to color the pages. So it's just like the physical coloring books, but this one is an electronic and a digital one. Really interesting. Then there's also the Superbook Kids Bible app. The app uses the updated and modern looking Superbook series of animated videos and its core content, and then everything else is a smart use of this core property. So if you know the Superbook, if you've watched it before, this is a Bible app for them, and it's really cool. Okay, so when you understand that the people using technology either for good or for evil today were once children or teenagers, I bet you would give special attention to your younger ones today. Help them to develop interest in technology whilst guiding them in the way they should go. Just as Proverbs 22 verse 6 says that train up a child in the way he should go, and when he's old he will not depart from it. Train them on the right use of tech, and they will grow up to be positive tech influencers and influencers in their world. Wow, I'm sure you learned more than a thing or two to make you a better tech inclined parent, guardian, or teacher. Okay, so we would love to know what you learned, and if there are recommendations, contributions, or suggestions you would want to share. You can send feedbacks to at my weekly digest on either Instagram or Twitter. We would really love to hear from you. So yeah, one of my favorite parts. So after our previous episode on technology and Christian growth, we received lots of interesting feedbacks from listeners, and we put together a few of them to share with you, just to encourage you to also share your feedback with us. So this is from Sir David Hammond, and he says, "This is powerful, informative, and very detailed. Great work done." Well, thank you, Sir David. Thank you. This also is from a student in Ghana by name Enoch. He says, "I listened to the podcast and I think everyone must listen to it. I was enlightened." Yes, I concur with you. Everyone must listen to this podcast. This is from Ghana and from Loretta. And she says, "I loved it." Oh, thank you, Loretta. She says, "I loved it, especially how to enjoy an online service. I think that explained a lot of things. Thank you very much." He says, "Christech all the way." Yes, Christian technology all the way. Yeah. And this is from another student in Ghana. She goes by the name Nazaretha or Nazi or Naz. Wow, I hope I got her name right. And she says, "I just listened to this episode. Great stuff. Every church needs to hear this. I guess this podcast has to be on radio too." And I think it has to be on radio too. Thank you, Nazi, for sharing your thoughts with us. Please be encouraged to share your feedback with us. We really appreciate your feedback. I hope you enjoyed this episode as much as we all did whilst researching and whilst putting it together. If you did, tell someone about it by sharing with them. And in our next episode, I will be discussing a very important topic on online worship versus on-site worship. Interesting, right? Very interesting. Okay, so thanks for being so kind enough to listen to the end. And until our next episode, remember, my name is P-Rich, and this is my weekly digest. God bless you.
I dey pray, he dey do the asa. Oh yeah, move, go dance to the groove. See my God, be good. From my head to my toes. Still be a walk about you.